going to start by making our foundation chain, and to do that you have to slip knots. Okay, so from your slip knot, start making your foundation chain. Okay, so take your tape measure, and this is where you stretch your project. So for size 10 or size 8, the hip measurement is around 38 inches. So you have to divide 38 by 2, which is 19. So stretch your project to 19. Make sure you stretch it to its last elasticity. So now I have 20 here, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit to give 19 inches. Okay, so I have exactly 19 inches. After making your foundation chain, we'll start the pattern. Yarn over and then skip 3 stitches. Skip 3 chains from your hook. 1, 2, 3. DC into the 4th chain from your hook, and to DC you yarn over. You move into the chain, insert your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 3 stitches. Yarn over again. You have four stitches. Then you reduce from 4 to 2, and then yarn over again. Then you reduce from 3 to 1. The first 3 chains we skipped represents 1 DC. I'm moving on to making a chain 1. Okay, chain 1, and inside the same stitch make 2 more DCs. So this is what we have: 2 DCs, 1 chain, and then 2 DC. Yarn over, skip one stitch, move into the next stitch, and then you DC. Only 1 DC. Okay, yarn over again, skip 1 chain or stitch, move into the next, and make 2 DCs, chain 1, 2 DCs in the same stitch. So this is my first 2 DCs, chain 1, then inside the same stitch you make another 2 DCs. So it's going to give you like a V-shaped pattern. Can you see? So now yarn over, skip 1 stitch, move into the next, make only 1 DC. Yarn over, skip the next stitch, move into the next, you make 2 DCs, chain 1, and then 2 DC in the same space. So chain 1, then 2 DC. Okay, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, move into the next, and make only 1 DC. Yarn over again, skip 1 stitch, move into the next, and then you make 2 DCs, chain 1, then 2 DC. So all you have to do is to keep repeating this step for the rest of the row. Now I have 15 2 DCs, chain 1, 2 DCs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because if you have to measure it, it would give you 19 inches. So now I have 19. The purpose of stretching this again is to be super sure you're using 19 inches. So you don't have to You don't have to finish this this up. You can just cut it. Be careful enough so you don't cut your project. Okay, so now I have my first row. Turn your work over, insert your crochet hook, chain 1, yarn over, and then DC into your chain 1 space, this space here. DC again, chain 1, and then 2 DC into the same chain 1 space of your first row. Yarn over, then on top of your DC, on top of your 1 DC, make just 1 DC on it. So you replicate the same thing for the same thing on the bottom. You replicate it for the upper part or for the next rows. So yarn over, we are moving on to the 2 DCs. Right? 2 DC, chain 1, 2 DC. Okay, yarn over, on top of your chain, on top of your 1 DC, make another DC. Then inside the chain 1 space in between your 2 DCs, you work your 2 DC, chain 1, 2 DC. You keep repeating the same step. On top of your DC, you work only 1 DC, and in your chain 1 space, you work 2 DC, chain 1, 2 DC. So this is how you continue for the rest of the row and for the remaining rows. To complete my second row, I need to make 1 DC, then 2, then the cluster DCs, the V-shaped DCs, and the last space. Okay, so row 2 done and dusted. Turn your work, chain 1. Inside your chain 1 space, okay, inside your chain 1 space, you make your 2 DCs, chain 1, 2 DCs. Keep repeating this method, this pattern, till you have up to 81 rows. You start all over with your chain. You start from your foundation chain, and then you start making the patterns. Then you have another copy of this, and this is the first, and then this is the second copy. Either of the two can represent the front or the back. So this is where I ended the 81 rows. So turn your work, insert your crochet hook into the chain 1 space, yarn over, and then you pull through. We are going to make a slip stitch here. So now I have 2 loops on my crochet hook. You reduce from 2 to 1 loop. Okay, so you make another slip stitch, you work another slip stitch into the next space. Okay, so make only 1 DC where you see 1 DC, then you continue working, you continue repeating your pattern until you get to the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row. Since we started with 1 DC, we are going to end with 1 DC. So end with 1 DC. And for this part, for your left side, you don't have to slip stitch. It's only the beginning part that you slip stitch. So turn your work and then you start your slip stitch reduction. Slip stitch into the next 3 stitches. This is the first part, the second, and then the third. So this is my first stitch. Slip stitch into the second and then into the third. Okay, chain 1. Then this make only 1 DC in your 1 DC space. Okay, so continue working the pattern till you get to the end of your row. In order not to find it confusing, always make sure you use your stitch marker to mark where you started your decrease, so you know where to decrease for the next row. You can use 2 stitch markers to indicate both the right and the left parts. Okay, so now I'm going to conclude this row. Remember I said if you are working on your left side, instead of you do not have to slip stitch. You only end it with 1 DC and then you turn your work. It is only when you're beginning your decrease that's where you make slip stitch. So we are going to end it with 1 DC in that 1 DC space. So that means you've decreased these 2. You've decreased 2 of these 4 DCs for your left side and also for your right side. Okay, so I'm going to turn my work and then start with another decrease. Slip stitch in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Then in this DC, you make only 1 DC. Okay, remove your stitch marker and then you mark where you started your decrease. Continue working. Continue working into the remaining stitches for the rest of the row. But before you get to the end of the row, do not forget to end with 1 DC by skipping the next 4 DCs on your left side. So I'm going to complete this row for you to understand well. So I'm about getting to where I placed my stitch marker. Okay, so I'm about getting to where I placed my stitch marker here. So now, by now you should have known that we've decreased this 4 dcs and we've also decreased this 4 dcs. So now we are going to decrease this part. That's why our stitch marker is here, because this is where we stopped our decrease. So now we are going to eliminate these 4 dcs, and then we'll only make 1 dc here. We'll only make 1 dc here, and then we'll turn our project. Okay, so you can remove your stitch marker and then place it, and then mark where you just started another round, another row. You mark where you just started a new row. So slip stitch in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 1, and then you slip, and then you dc 1 dc only, and this 1 dc stitches. Then you continue working your pattern for the rest of the row before you get to your next stitch marker. I'm about to get to my stitch marker. Then turn your work, remove your stitch marker, and then place it into where you just started the next row. So you keep decreasing left and right. Can you see that it's giving a decreased look? Continue this to have a total of 6 dcs left, which is 1 dc, then 2 dc, chain 1, 2 dc, and then finally 1 dc. So make sure you have 1 dc on your right side and also on your left side. So after that, then you should have like 7 decrease here. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I'm going to turn my work. That's our last decrease. So inside this space, work single crochet. I'm going to make that again. Inside this space, work single crochet. Insert your crochet hook, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again to make it 3 loops, then you reduce from 3 loops to 1 loop. Okay, repeat single crochets for the rest of the row. Inside your chain 1 space, you make 1 single crochet or SC, then you followed by another single crochet. In the last stitch, work another single crochet. So in total you should have 6 single crochets. This is what you have. So we are moving on to joining the body of our dress from the bottom to the upper part. You take the front and the back together, making use of a single strand. Make use of a single strand, slip knot. We'll be joining with a single crochet, SC. Single crochet, take the 2 together, then you single crochet. So you continue joining for the rest of the body. Use of 3.5mm hook, and then 2 strands of my yarn. So I have 25 chains. Yarn over and HDC in the 3rd chain from your hook. 1 2 3 in the 3rd chain from your hook. This is the 3rd chain from your hook. So HDC simply means reduction from 4 loops to 1. Okay, yarn over and continue working HDC for the rest of the row. Yarn over, insert your crochet hook in the next stitch, pull through. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over again, then you have 4 loops, then you reduce from 4 to 1. The first row, turn your work and then you work 1 HDC for the rest of the 2nd row. Before then, chain 1, and then inside the same space as chain 1 you make your HDC. Continue working 1 HDC. Done with 2nd row, we are moving on to shaping the top. So from our 3rd row, this is where we start decreasing. We start decreasing, or we start shaping from our 3rd row. So we are going to 2 together decrease, chain 1, HDC without completing it. Then move. Now you have 4 loops on your hook. Move into the next stitch, insert your crochet hook, pull through another yarn. Now you have 5 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over to make it 6 loops, then you reduce from 6 to 1 by pulling through all the 5 loops. So what we just did now is 2 together HDC decrease. Okay, so now continue making HDC without decrease for the rest of row 3. To complete my 3rd row, make sure you HDC in the last stitch so that your ends can be even. Okay, and can be straight and even. Turn your work, chain 1, then HDC in the same space as chain 1. Continue HDC till you get to this where you started your decrease. 2 stitches left. So work your HDC without completing it, then you move on to the next stitch and you pull through another loop to have 5 loops, yarn over to make it 6 loops, and then you reduce from 6 to 1. Turn your work, chain 1, and inside the same stitch we are going to decrease 1 more time. Okay, move to the next stitch and then you decrease. Then you can start working 1 HDC for the rest of the row without decreasing. Just make sure that you HDC into the last stitch so that the ends can be even. Chain 1 HDC, so you work only 1 HDCs now, no decrease, and by the end of your 6th row you should have 19 HDCs all together. So you keep working 1 HDCs till you have 30 rows all together. Now I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to work 1 HDCs, and then when I get to my last stitch I'm going to work 2 HDCs inside so that I can extend this upper part to be the same with this. This is 18, then 19. So inside this same space in your last stitch, work another HDC. Okay, so now you have 2 HDCs. Turn your work, chain 1. Inside the same stitch, work 2 HDCs. Okay, then you continue working just 1 HDC for the rest of the row. Turn your work for row 33, chain 1 HDC. In the same stitch, work one HDCs until you get to your last stitch where you work 2 HDCs. So in my last stitch, I'm going to work 2 HDCs. Okay, so row 34 now. Chain 1 and then 2 HDC in the first stitch. Continue working 1 HDC for the rest of the row. For the last row, chain 1, then HDC. Then when you get to the last stitch, you make just 2 HDCs. So I have a total of 35 rows. Now I'm going to make this part neater by working 1 HDC all through. Chain 1 inside the same stitch, work HDC. Then you move on to the next stitch and then you work HDCs. You move on to the next, work HDC, HDCs all through. So this is what I have, and you see that this is neat. Chain 1, inside the same stitch you work 120 chains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 120 chains. Then you move on to this side and also you make 120 chains. So this size is for size this bust measurement is for size 6, size 8. For size 10, you can come here, this part. Okay, you can come to this part and then you work 2 rows of HDC so that it would cover the boobs, and also you can add to this side as well. Chain 120, cut, then you move on to the other side, slip knot, insert your crochet hook and then you pass through, then you make 120 chains. Chain 1 and then you cut. For size 10 and above, you can increase your strands to 3 or 4 to make it thick, to make the adjustable rope thick enough to carry the boobs. We are going to join this together. So make sure that you position it well. So you join at the midsection. You join with double strands. Slip knots. Insert your crochet hook pull through. So we are going to join with single crochet as well. Chain one, cut your work. So end your project by weaving in the ends to make it neat. You can either weave in your ends or you tie. Then you end with lighter. Press it down. You can reduce the intensity of the lighter so as not to burn the dress. Also be careful when using the lighter so you don't harm yourself. So use lighter to burn it lightly. This way it's secured and neat. Do the same thing for the rest of the dress. Also for the rope. Now pass the adjustable rope to the back of the dress by making use of your 3.5mm hook. And also this side. So this is what you have, and then you can tie at the back. This part is too open at the back. You can work slip stitch all the way from where you joined this side and also the other side. You can work single crochets or you can work slip stitch all the way through, and that's how you make this beautiful dress. You can either make the dress in the first pattern, in the first design, or in this second design. The only thing you need to change is the bust pattern. So make your bralette cups. Just check up, you see a link to the bra tutorial. I'll be using this ring. It's a little bit, it has changed color a little bit, but this is what we'll be using. I picked the first cup and you work single crochet in the same space. You work single crochet, and the next stitch you work single crochet, and the next or the third stitch you work single crochet as well. So work single crochets into the next 3 stitches like so, turn over, and in the same space you work, in the first stitch you work single crochet, in the next 1 single crochet, and in the last stitch you work 1 single crochet. So turn over and pick up your ring, insert your crochet hook into the first stitch of your project, and then pass it round your ring like so by working single crochets. Work single crochets by passing the stitches inside your ring. So you'll be working your single crochets into your stitches as well as your ring. So do that for the 3 stitches, and this is what you should have. So chain 1 and cut off your yarn. So repeat the same thing for the other cup and count 3 stitches up, 1 2 3, and insert your crochet hook and work single crochets in the stitches. Turn over, single crochet in the first stitch, second stitch as well as the third stitch. Now turn over, slip stitch first. All right, now work single crochet into your stitches and also in your ring at the same time. You do that for the next 3 stitches. So do that for the last stitch as well. Chain 1, cut off your yarn. So this is what you should have. Weave in your ends to make your work neat. Work your straps by making 100 chains, and then you work your adjustable straps at the sides as well, just like you did for the first design. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. If you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.